Welcome back, friends. Some more excerpts from my book, Life I Refuse to Give Up. Looking back into my life, I was a mediocre student until grade 5. Though I tried to excel, nothing fruitful came of it. What changed me was my will to prove my worth and my determination to hear my dad say good things about me. My life taught me that it's even more important to prove this to your own self. That's another story altogether. What I'm trying to put forth is how my life changed from grade 6 onwards. I started paying more attention to things around me as well as in the class. I consciously started sitting where I was visible to my teachers. The need and the urge to do good had struck my brain. I started doing better than just a mediocre student. Though I didn't come first in class, I reached a point where I was above average in my class. The sole purpose of going to school made sense to me. The joy of performing well made my school years more interesting. I thought either mediocrity is going to run my life or I'm going to take charge and shine bright. And that's exactly what I did. Jim Rohn, author and motivational speaker, once said, either you run the day or the day runs you. We all need to make that very choice at some point in our lives. God might have decided our birth and death cycle, but we need to do the rest. The actions and reactions are all ours. The outcome may be pre-decided, but just because you have a stronger opponent, why give up? The entire process is for us to decide. When my dad passed away all of a sudden, I couldn't control that moment or seize that moment. What I tried to do was not to lose the momentum to move ahead in life. I had two choices, either to drown in sorrow and do nothing productive, or to pick up my broken self and start all over again. I chose the latter, obviously because I knew my dad would be watching from heaven and would be glad to see my transition from a boy to a man. The life and death process is a journey which is mysterious and yet secretive. What matters is how we get through life sensibly. You succeed in life when you can tell yourself, my reactions are completely in my control, even if my life isn't. My decisions are mine, even if the day of death isn't. I say, let us live and leave the rest to the Almighty. Urges can die, needs could be fulfilled, wants can be unwanted, but what stays with us is the spirit to excel in all circumstances. God has given us everything in abundance. What we don't realize is that we don't even use 50% of it before we pass away. Have you ever thought that the key to fulfillment is the joy you feel after completing a chore? We need to program our brain and mind in such a way that it focuses primarily on the idea of doing rather than thinking. I might want to become a millionaire and keep dreaming to be one for the rest of my life. Things will change only when I would have taken step towards becoming one. It can be done only through sheer hard work along with willpower to succeed. Nothing in life is gained easily. If you ever got something easily, then it is not by diligence, it's a blessing from heaven or the Supreme Being. I've heard that the so-called millionaires slog it out, they sacrifice, they work endless hours, they accept failure with dignity and learn from it. What comes easy might disappear easily one day. For example, your father's hard-earned money is a blessing when you receive it as inheritance. You could spend it, enjoy it, burn it, throw it, give it, or bury it without realizing the agony of earning it. It is only when we earn it ourselves we realize the pinch. The word pinch is used deliberately because the pain is much deeper and much intense. Imagine your dad gave you $100 and you dropped it on your way back home. How would it make you feel? I'm sure that you would feel bad. Now imagine you lost your first salary of $50. I'm sure you would be terribly upset, brooding, enraged, sulking, and the whole 9 yards. So can we agree on the point that you would feel more satisfied and content once you earn it? Life, I refuse to give up.